What if I told you that the fastest rising political movement in Japan is being powered not by old school politicians, but by young men with YouTube accounts? Okay, so what's this all about? Well, a fringe party, once seen as a joke, is now climbing the ranks in Japan's political order with one clear message: Japanese first. Now, this isn't just a fringe rant, it's a serious growing force with real political power, and a leader who proudly channels Donald Trump.
We will make America great again. God bless you and good night.
Meet Sohei Kamiya, a former YouTuber turned politician, and is now at the center of Japan's most controversial party, Sanseito, or in English, the DIY Party. Founded in 2020, Sanseito began as a fringe anti-lockdown party during the COVID pandemic. But just 5 years later, they've had over 150 candidates elected. They boast an online following larger than most parties and are now polling as the second most supported party in the nation. So, how did a party that once pushed anti-mask conspiracies become a major political force? And what do they really stand for? And why are so many Japanese men rallying behind them? Well, let's break it down. Sanseito's rapid rise has shocked both the Japanese public and the political establishment. In Tokyo's recent municipal elections, the party ran candidates in just 4 districts and won 3 of them. And one candidate came within 500 votes of beating the ruling LDP. And even more shocking, recent polling shows that they're hitting 8% support nationally, jumping from under 1% the year before. And some surveys even suggest they're now Japan's second most supported party, especially among younger male voters. And now, just after the July 2025 election, Sanseito gained over 13 seats in the House of Councillors, when before they only had 1. Now, that's a massive shift in a country where politics is traditionally dominated by older voters and established parties. So, why is this happening? A big part of Sanseito's success comes down to how they bypass mainstream media entirely. Instead, they've built an online empire. And their leader, Kamiya, grew a YouTube channel to 500,000 subscribers with content that blends nationalism and, some would say, anti-foreigner sentiment. And from there, he launched Sanseito and turned their digital presence into a real political momentum. And they've massively outperformed larger parties online. And between July 3rd and July 8th, Sanseito's YouTube videos were watched more than twice as much as those from their ruling LDP party. And on social media platforms like X, mentions of Sanseito have skyrocketed. This platform-first strategy doesn't just spread their message, it also mobilizes their base. Members are invited to exclusive chats, given daily briefings, and offered training to become community organizers. And this is all done online. It's modern, scalable, and far more engaging than anything any of the old guard parties are doing. But what is the message exactly? At its core, Sanseito is pushing Japanese people first. Well, they want tougher immigration laws, restrictions on foreigners buying land, no voting rights for non-citizens, a rewrite of Japan's constitution to allow a standing military and even nuclear weapons, removal of LGBT protections, and a more patriotic education system. So, does this sound familiar? Well, it should, because the party often draws comparisons to Trump's America First movement. And Kamiya embraces that comparison. But it's not just the ideology behind it. The party is reacting to Japan's demographic crisis, low birth rates, a shrinking workforce.
Sunday's upper house election comes as the number of future voters is in sharp decline. Japan logged less than 700,000 births last year.
Economy is also going the Greece way. Its prime minister raised eyebrows with his remarks that the country's fiscal situation is worse than that of Greece.
And Sanseito's response? Close the gates and get their own house in order.
差別じゃなくて、もっと自分たちの暮らしや国益をしっかり守ってくれと、政治家よと、そういう国民からの喝なんでね、それを差別だと置き換えるのは違って、そこの解釈を。
In other words, put Japan first. And naturally, this has sparked major backlash. Left-leaning parties like the Constitutional Democratic Party, the Communists, and Social Democrats have openly condemned Sanseito's rhetoric as xenophobic and dangerous. Now, NGOs and academics are sounding alarms, and Professor Junsuke Tanabe of Waseda University warns that Sanseito's ideas aren't just bad for foreigners. They could be the first step toward broader civil rights erosion for all minority groups in Japan. And fact checkers have absolutely gone into overdrive about Kamiya because apparently he's been caught spreading the false claim that foreigners don't pay inheritance taxes, repeating conspiracy theories about vaccines and Jewish elites, and promoting misinformation that foreigners are more than willing to commit more crimes. But despite all that pushback, Sanseito continues to grow. But why is this? This is because they've tapped into something bigger than politics, a cultural rebellion. A generation of young Japanese men disillusioned with the status quo feel left behind by the system. And Sanseito gives them a voice, a movement, a sense of purpose. And in a country where voter turnout is painfully low, that small, highly motivated base could swing real elections. Combine that with strong finances, thanks to high membership fees and digital monetization, and Sanseito actually looks a lot less like a fringe party and more like a new political force. So what happens next? With having more representation in the upper house, they can now introduce new bills and legislation that could affect the entire system. And with their online momentum only growing, Japan may be facing a political transformation driven not by the streets, but by social media. And really, with Sanseito's rise, it raises a difficult question. Is this just a backlash to demographic decline and a shrinking economy? Or is it the start of something different? So let me know what you think of this new and upcoming political party in the comment section down below. And if you found this video insightful, then please hit that like button, subscribe, and share it. It really helps us to bring stories like this to light that the mainstream media might ignore. And until next time everyone, stay waku waku. And if you're interested in making a fantastic first impression in Japan no matter where you go, then make sure you check out my free course on how to do just that. You can check out completely for free in the description box down below. And until next time everyone, stay waku waku.